The brave little meerkat. In the wide, sunny world of Mzansi lived a tiny meerkat named Kazi. He was the smallest of his family, with light brown fur and a distinctive dark stripe running down his tail. Kazi was clever, but sometimes, when faced with a big problem, he felt too little to be truly brave. Every morning, Kazi's family loved to warm up their cool fur on the big sun rock, the flattest, warmest stone in the whole savannah. But today, the only narrow path leading up to the rock was blocked by a truly enormous, buzzing dung beetle named Dudu. Kazi's big brother, Jabu, just grumbled, "Too scary. Too big. We can't get past Dudu and his huge ball." Kazi wanted the warm sun more than anything, but his little paws felt glued to the sand. He looked at the big, busy beetle, then back at his family, who were waiting impatiently. He felt a small wave of doubt wash over him. "I'm just too small," he whispered to himself. "Dudu is too strong, and I can't push that ball away." Nearby, Lindiwe gently nudged her Gogo. "Look, Gogo Namvula," she murmured, pointing toward the meerkats. "Kazi looks worried. Why won't he just try?" Gogo Namvula chuckled softly, the sound like dry leaves rustling in a breeze. "Don't worry, little Kazi. Remember what we always say. Even the smallest spoon can stir the biggest pot." Kazi took a deep breath. He thought about Gogo Namvula's words, which always seemed to float on the warm wind. He looked closely at Dudu, the beetle, not as a scary giant, but as a creature with a job. Dudu was busy, but his dung ball kept rolling slightly into a small dip right in the middle of the path. A clever idea popped into Kazi's head, quick as a flash of light. He knew he couldn't push the heavy beetle or its huge ball to the side. But being tiny meant he could sneak in close and help with the problem without getting in Dudu's way. He decided to use his size as his secret advantage. Kazi waited for the moment Dudu pushed with all his might, straining to move the ball. Then Kazi darted. He didn't touch Dudu, but with a gentle, careful nudge of his own small, strong nose, he helped push the large, round ball out of the deep dip and onto the smooth, clear sand. Whoosh! Dudu rolled on, path cleared, completely unaware of his tiny helper. Kazi scrambled up onto the big sun rock. He stood tall on the warm stone, the sunlight bathing his light brown fur and making his tail stripes shine like a banner. He felt the courage bubble up inside him, a courage that came from cleverness. His family soon rushed up the now clear path, cheering and chattering loudly for the smallest but cleverest among them. Lindiwe jumped up from the hillside and clapped her hands with delight. "See, Gogo? Kazi wasn't too small. He was just the right size to be clever. The littlest one was the bravest one." Gogo Namvula smiled, pulling her shawl tighter around her shoulders. The sun felt so good, and the wonderful lesson they had just seen felt even better. Gogo Namvula wrapped her arm around Lindiwe's shoulder and said, "My heart, never forget what we saw today. Courage is not about how big you are, but about how big you believe you can be on the inside." Kazi did not need big muscles. He needed a big heart and a clever mind. Believe in the light and the strength you carry inside yourself, and you can move any obstacle.